Hey everybody, it's TJ with Avidyne. In the following brief video, we're going to be discussing the IFD interface to a JPI EDM900 and EDM930. As always, everything in this video is for reference use only. It's not FAA approved data. For FAA approved data, please refer to the IFD installation manual. Make sure you're looking at the latest rev. Alright, so jumping right in here. It's a simple RS-232 interface. It's going to use an RS-232 in and out from the IFD. And we're going to talk about each one of these individually. So the RS-232 coming into the IFD from the EDM900 or 930 is going to carry your fuel flow information. The information that's provided from the EDM is kind of dependent upon how the EDM itself is configured for that GPS output. And there's a handful of options here, and depending on how that is configured determines the protocol that it's going to spit out as well. So the configuration setting on the IFD is going to change accordingly depending on how the EDM is set up. Hope that makes sense. So we'll go through each one of these here line by line. Obviously the GPS-C setting on the EDM 900 and 930. Now, first off, you'll notice this says EDM 700 up here. The 900 and 930, this pinout is the same, so it's pin 1. If your GPS-C setting is set for 0, obviously it's not going to provide any data. That's no fuel data output. If it's set to 1, then that's going to output the Garmin Shaden Mini Flow format. And if that's what you're using on the JPI side, you'll want to set the IFD up for Shaden Fuel. Option 2 there, if your GPS-C setting is 2, that's an Allied signal format. The IFDs are not compatible with the Allied signal formats, so you need to keep that in mind if you're replacing, like a KLN series GPS or something like that. You'll probably have to go in and change that setting on the JPI to allow for a different protocol because we're not compatible with the Allied signal protocols. Option 3 for a GPS-C setting is RNAV EI fuel data. So on that, you're going to set the IFD for RNAV EI fuel. Option 4 is another Allied signal format, not used. 5 is not used either. 6 is for Garmin 430/530 2 waypoint only. We absolutely can accept that protocol. So if your GPS-C setting is 6, you'll want to set the IFD for Shaden FADC. If your GPS-C setting on the JPI is a 7, that's going to be the Garmin 430/530 2 destination only. And over here on the IFD, you would set that for Shaden FADC as well. And then GPS-C setting of 8, that's another Allied signal format, again, not supported on the IFD. And then the other side of this interface, the IFD, is going to be supplying standard aviation output to the EDM. EDM is going to automatically configure itself on this if it sees that aviation data there, so there's no configuration for it on that end. It's either turned on to accept GPS or it's off. Big thing to keep in mind with the IFD, if you have multiple items in the aircraft that use a standard aviation output, such as a fuel flow device combined with, say, a 406 ELT, the IFD will allow you to set aviation output to multiple RS-232 output ports. So you don't have to necessarily parallel that aviation output. You still can if you want to, but you don't have to, which can sometimes make troubleshooting a little bit easier. Alright, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.